Hello again. Sorry for the delay. I got disconnected and not quite sure what happened, but I'm back now. So let's resume the build. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who joined again, welcome back. I will address the comments from the previous live stream, although I don't see those comments anymore, but I'll try to see if I can dig them up in the history. Do I have the live chat replay option? I don't know what happened, but it looks like even though I'm pretty sure I set the live chat to save, but for whatever reason it did not save or it's just not visible. So if you sent me a chat in the previous live stream, unfortunately it got destroyed or at least made inaccessible. So really sorry about that. It's technical difficulties, things that are outside my control. So I remember there was a comment about the UCS Jango Fett Starship, and basically a comparison with this one. One thing I did not say in the previous live stream is that this is a building. Yes, these are some side builds, but in general, this is a building, so it's going to be a lot easier to build compared to the Jango Fett Starship that is basically a spaceship with lots of weird angles. Like, I don't know if you remember it, but it was like an egg shape and then like angles on top of the egg. That was really, really complicated to build. And there were times when I had some doubts as to whether or not I could actually build the whole thing without instructions. With this one, there are some parts that are a little bit tedious to figure out, like how to put the snot pieces exactly in order. But overall, I don't feel too worried, just because it's a building. Like, it's basically bricks on top of plates on top of plates with some minor variations. You have some small side builds like the taxi. If you make a mistake in the taxi, it's not going to affect the tower and vice versa. So I'm not too worried about the taxi either. And by the way, I did find the wheel. It was like in the corner. So thankfully, now we have all of them. And we'll get to those eventually. But first, we gotta finish up this taxi here. I feel like there's got to be a corner, or at least this. Not, yeah, it has to be a corner. It's this. For whatever reason, this is a slightly different color. And you see, it's like not the same grid level, but that is intentional. I feel like this color is more realistic to actual New York city taxis, but maybe this is more modern, this is more classic retro. That I'm not sure. Hi again, 7learner655. Thank you so much for rejoining, and sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't know what happened, but suddenly the stream that I had previously just randomly froze and disconnected. And this used to be way worse when I started live streaming. Like, I think I did my first live stream in 2023, and I continued to do them in 2024. I remember in early 2024, if I lose Wi-Fi connection for 1 millisecond, the live stream immediately ends. Now it's a bit more resilient, and I moved to a place with better Wi-Fi. So that's less of a problem now, but still, I don't think it should completely kill your connection if you're gone for like a few seconds or even a few minutes. It should just like sit there and wait, because people set up these live streams. Sometimes they hard code the links, and then if it doesn't work, you have to make a whole new live stream, which is not as easy as it sounds. Yeah, I wish I paid a bit more attention when applying this sticker, but not a big deal. Looks like we're going to be brick building the roof, unlike the usual standard one or two pieces that's used at the top. And then here we have an interesting building technique. We're using these minifigure bracket pieces to apply these lights on the side. It's very clever. I love this piece. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Grill pieces go here. This is going to attach to the front like this. I think there might be something here that also holds onto it. I'll see if there's another bracket. Yes. Pretty sure this is how it's supposed to go. Or some other piece. Either or. And then for the lights, I'm going to do something interesting. We're going to use these. So these pieces are actually used to shoot. They're like flick fire missiles, like this. You shoot them at minifigures. Here we're going to actually use them to attach the lights. I've never seen something like this before. That's some very nice part usage right there. And then this is going to be attached to something. That's pretty cool. Same thing here. Actually, I think this is what's going on. I'm going to attach these two together like this. And then this attaches like this to them. Huh. It's a very interesting technique. looks like very likely this goes here. Then there would need to be a brick here underneath it. If I put this here, will it fit? Yes. I think that's about it. Oh yeah, it makes sense for these to go here. Steering wheel likely goes here, centered. But we will need the brick. We need this yellow brick. We're going to need that yellow brick though in the rear, so we'll have to get rid of it from here. Doesn't seem to want to leave. Yeah, this probably goes here and it represents the engine, most likely. This I'm pretty sure I can attach now. Bring this back. Bring this back. I'll just put this here so we know where it goes. You see large parts of this taxi are built with studs on the side. This is one of the things that distinguishes it from a kid level model. I'm using this water spout piece as a rear view mirror. That's pretty interesting part usage. I've never seen this piece used like this before, but it makes perfect sense actually. And this piece is going to come in handy at some point soon. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna hold on to these pieces. But there's a plate missing. We can add a plate using this. And there's basically, the math fits perfectly. That's pretty interesting actually, because you would think that these would never fit because there's a bit of an offset, but they cancel each other out perfectly, even though it's a half plate offset, which is usually pretty difficult to work with. And then I suppose this goes here. I got like something, and then this. Maybe this. Actually, no. It's gonna be the lights, right? And we have one other piece that's not really attached, but just here, just to make the shape consistent. Same thing here. Same thing here. Now this is still not held well together, so we've got to be careful because we're not finished assembling this thing yet. But it's going to become stable when we add a bunch of pieces, including the tiles. So just by adding these tiles, it's going to become a lot more stable. There, that's already better. Now we're going to add this here, and in theory there should be like some, oh, they're clapping for me, yay. So there should be like some bricks in here to make it hold its place. Maybe this is an engine that should have gone like deep down in there. I'm not sure, honestly, but it would seem most logical that we have like a couple of these plates there, or a couple of these round bricks there rather, that represent the engine. It doesn't look like we're going to use these anywhere else, so it's fine to put them there. Actually, no. Well, we need a couple of these plates. So we don't use this anywhere else. It looks like we don't. Yeah, maybe this is the intention. Yeah, actually, two of these. Yeah. There we go. We have that. And we still need like some stuff over here, but with the pieces that we have, we should be able to figure this out. Hopefully without major redoings. And this goes here. That doesn't seem right. like we might have overbuilt this part. We'll get back to it. Looks like we're gonna have this and this here. That also probably means that these go here. These go on top of this. I figured that out now. Yeah, this taxi is a bit more challenging than I first thought. Although maybe it's just the fact that it's getting late. It's definitely not your standard LEGO City set, that's for sure. Hmm. This has to go here. So actually, I think I could just attach it right now. Yeah, it looks like it will fit. But this might go in there. This might be like, this might go here, for example. I think this goes here. Looks like we're missing some plates here. Now we're missing a bunch of plates, so we have to reorganize the back of this. Other than that, can I plug this in here now? And that part works. And this can go here. Basically, if those yellow pieces were not here, then this would look much better. These don't belong here then. Because this would need to go here directly. And this frees up these pieces that kind of go here, but not really. These would need to take up the space of these 1x4s. These ones at the bottom also do not belong either. So basically, have to rebuild the whole back half. Yeah, something like this. Maybe like this. That might work. No, that's not gonna work. I actually see that there are these L-shaped pieces down there, right? Yes, these do go here. It's so confusing sometimes to know exactly how this thing is supposed to be built. This needs to go here. Well, actually, yes, this does need to go here. That's a contradiction. You can't have both of these be true at the same time. Oh, might not be this piece after all. I think this was the source of my confusion. It's actually not this piece. Actually, this piece here, and this piece goes beyond it. Okay, so now that makes more sense. Now we're out of the L pieces. This is the correct position. This whole thing isn't super stable, honestly. I just saw this detail. On one of the sides, we're doing this. I'll try to. So basically, this is the exhaust. We're using a gun piece for the exhaust. We get an extra that can go to one of the minifigures. And this, in theory, will go here. Yeah. Looks like it doesn't like this gun being here. Maybe it's at an angle like this. We kind of make it completely perpendicular. But yeah, this is fine for now. And this would need to go here. So now we need the L pieces. We've used them here. We've used them here. Although maybe we don't need them there. We'll just have one of these. Looks like I'm still short on the plates. At least this should fit. Yeah, that should work. Here we fill this in. We need one for this side, which we don't have. Unless you raid one of these. I don't know. I'll improvise the rest of the taxi because it's a side build and I need to move on to the rest of the stuff. I'll just move this there. It doesn't need to be 100% perfect as long as basics are there. I think it's okay. Okay, I think I made another mistake. This should not be here. It should be there. There we go. I was not missing these pieces. It's just that I didn't recognize the correct number of levels of plates. Yeah, there we go. Now we're back on track. Okay. This goes here. So this is at the right level, but not this. This needs like some boostage of some sort. Maybe this right here, in which case this will not be attached to anything, but it will be attached to this, and the whole thing is attached to this. And when you take it off, it's very easy to take the whole thing off. I think that's the intent behind what's been done here. Anyways, this is close enough for a taxi. Let's just wrap it up. So, looking at the box, it is using the pretty hard to see what type of tire it's using, but I'll say it's using retro tires just for the... Actually, let's check the official images. Yeah, it's using retro tires in the official images, but what I'll do is I'll use retro on one side and modern on the other side, and I'll just present this to people. When I do my review, you'll see and you'll decide which one you think is best. So that's our taxi right there. Here it is with the retro hubs. And I ended up not using a bunch of these pieces, but overall not a big deal because they seem to be secondary anyway. And a bunch of this stuff probably just goes straight into the dumpster, literally. But I don't see the need to do that. We'll just hold on to these pieces and give them to the minifigures. We'll do that later. Bag 5 gives us Bernie the cab driver, Sandman with an impressive build for a minifigure, as well as this taxi, done very nicely with lots of interesting techniques, as well as this taxi, which is done very nicely with very interesting techniques. And we'll look at everything in much more detail at the end. And also these two dumpsters, which are added to the back of the Daily Bugle main build. Yeah, that's just a short description I do in line so that I can basically plug that into my video when I do the review and speed build, hopefully in the near future. And the taxi can at least go back and forth. So yeah, I'd say we're successful at building the taxi. Maybe you have like one or two pieces off, but it's not a big deal. Not in my opinion. Yeah, these we can hold on to as well, although not in the minifigure lineup. Yeah, the taxi, we'll just put it here in the corner. And we'll move on to bags 6, which are probably going to be the last bags for tonight, but we shall see. Putting away all the quote-unquote extra pieces. These probably go somewhere on Sandman that I did not notice, but I think it looks close enough as it is. Oops. And these are the standard extra pieces. Again, I wish I could speed up things, but when I'm doing things live, you have to watch all the boring stuff. Hopefully it's not that one. Yeah, good stuff. Moving on to bags 6. Let me prepare that. Yeah, just a moment. So I'm gonna look at bag 6 and see. Yeah, there's a bunch of stickers and stuff. Do I have enough energy to make it for bag 6? not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, let's bring up the bags and look at them. If it's small, then maybe I'll make the argument. This is bag 6. This is bag 6. There might be another one as well, but I'm not sure. 7, 7, 8, 8. Just these two. I'm going to be building a new floor. I'm going to be building a new floor. So if it was just this, welcome back, Thomas. Thank you so much for joining. So if it was just this bag, then I would finish it. But now we have this also. So bags are numbered from 1 to 16, but there's about 2 or 3 bags for each number of bag. So in total, there's about 32 bags. Like if each bag has 2 bags, although some of them have 3, so it's between 32 to 40 bags in total. And I really wish they numbered them like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way till 40 to avoid this confusion. So I'm thinking, do I go with it? It's going to be a new floor, so yeah, I'm thinking it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too bad, but like as usual, the devil is in the details with these things. Well, I'd say let's go with it and let's see how far we can go. I don't make any guarantees that I'll finish that today, but I'll try. We're gonna need the sticker sheet. So this in itself is a pretty respectable pile of pieces. And then we have 2 smaller bags here. And then another bag 6. So first things first, let's identify any interesting pieces, starting with the minifigure parts. We will get at least 1 minifigure in this bag, maybe 2. In this bag, we got Robbie Robertson. He has black hair, short black hair. There it is. So at the very least, we put the minifigure together. I like both alternative expressions. And I like the sweater as well. Very classy, very elegant. Although, unfortunately, there's no back printing. I really wish they continued this design around the back. It would have been super nice to get. All right. We see a bunch of these red pieces, and these are going to be used for the fire escape on the side. And then we might use the extra parts. So that is something that I will check to see, like, do we use extra parts in a building phase? Basically bag 6 plus whatever other pieces. Yeah, because there are parts in the unnumbered bag, and I think we will start to use them now. So yes, we're going to need three of the plates from the unnumbered bag. In bag 6, we will also use 3 of these plates from the unnumbered bag. Yeah, so with that information, we have a lot more. Well, it's a lot more possible to know how to structure things. Because we know we're going to use all 3 for sure. We don't know where or how. But we do know at least that we're using them. So the trick is that we're going to find a place where there's a corner and then something has an edge of 6 or an edge of, on this side we have 5, 10, 14. So it's 6 by 14. Quite an unusual size. So we'll have to count like 14 studs. And this is 2 by 14. Interesting. We also have something that's a 10 by. This is a 10 by. No, this is an 8. Well, wait. Yeah, this is a 10 by. So 10 plus 4 is 14. Yeah. This goes here. This goes here. I suppose this could go here. I'm not sure, but worth a shot. In the meantime, we might be able to do some of the side builds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. Come on. These ads are really annoying. Okay, fine. That's a bunch of drawers. We have a bunch of stickers, a bunch of yeah, I'm starting to feel like I'm losing energy here. I think I'll wrap it up in about 5 minutes. So if you have any final thoughts, and yes, I know like in my local time zone, my birthday is in half an hour, but I don't know if I'll be awake to celebrate. Yes, yes, I am tired. I've been up since I think 4 a.m. local time or something. I did take a short nap in between, so it's not like I was up the whole time, but still, I've been up for a long time. And thank you for sticking around till the end of the stream. I really appreciate that. So, if you have any final thoughts, do share. Yeah, these pieces are not going to go anywhere. I hope not. I'll just come back to this tomorrow, same time, same place. I'll be 1 year older, 1 year wiser, and hopefully that will help me build this Lego set faster. But all in all, I think given the like these are much larger bags than the bags of the Jango Fett Starship. When I was building the Jango Fett Starship, this would be like 2 or 3 bags worth of stuff. And back then, I'd only have to worry about 1 bag at a time. Here, it's like all these pieces dumped. I have to worry about all of them at the same time. And it is feasible, it just takes longer. Yeah, so in my time zone, this is basically nighttime, so I'll just go to sleep basically. So yeah, but just to recap what we accomplished today, we finished up the ground floor, we built the Sandman. And take a look at this guy. That's a lot of effort that they put in just for this one character. They could have just given him like tan legs and called it a day. I think that's what they did in the past. But this is a lot more deluxe, a lot more special. If I could just get it to focus. And even the arms, look at the colors of the arms. This is green, and here like there's this slash, and there's more tan on this side. Did he come with legs? So instead of legs, they have like this piece for him that looks like legs when you look at it from the top. I'm gonna try to remove him just without taking this whole thing apart. Yeah, this thing is very easy to fall apart. I'll reassemble it afterwards, but basically, if you see this piece right here, it looks a lot like legs. So these are the legs that he comes with, and in the box, on the box, he's shown with just this one piece. So that's pretty interesting. I don't want to mix up the pieces of the Sandman with the pieces of this next coming bag. But yeah, I'll figure it out. And with that, I will end the live stream here. Thank you everyone for joining, and I'll see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye everyone.